Hi, today I'm going to explain how I am using Procreate to go through some different color options for my projects. When I am tattooing, I put in a lot of time into the designing, and this is one portion of that. All of you guys who've been excited about learning Procreate, here's a little bit of a demo of sorts so that you can see how I would be explaining things to you. I have a course that I'm planning out on Procreate for tattoo artists. So this is a sneak peek as to what this course is going to be like. Okay, so let's get started. I have taken approximately 12, 13 minutes to come up with these two different options for the coloring. Before we dive into it, I want to talk a little bit about why I'm changing this around. As you see, the original, it has these muted greens, and I'm thinking about how the tattoo is going to look 20 years down the line, and all these light muted colors are not really going to stay in the skin for too long, just normal wear and tear and sun exposure. Okay, so I want to change this in such a way that it amplifies what we want to tell with the tattoo, what the meaning of the tattoo is. As you guys know, this is a Kal Bhairav tattoo that I'm doing, and I want it to look a little scary. Overall, the color choices I'm going to use, I have already done my research on it, and I know what colors I should be using for these elements. So Kal Bhairav is usually depicted dark blue. I can probably go towards purples, and he has a black dog. So even the dog should be around that same kind of tone, maybe darker. So I want to keep that in mind when I'm designing it. First, I'm gonna see how the colors are gonna work. So here, first, what I'm doing is just getting the original image, importing it, just duplicated that, and I'm changing the saturation on it. I just wanna let you guys know that it's better to duplicate your layers and then work with them so that you're not really destroying anything that's done before. It gives you a little bit more freedom to work with your designs and go back steps. Now I want to work with this layer. I'm making another layer on top, and I'm going to change that mode to color. All right, it's right down at the bottom. And now anything that I color on this layer is going to show up on the layer underneath as a color. Just gonna tap some and just see how this is looking. I wanna think about one accent color first. I wanna put in some reds into this and just see how this is looking. I will speed up through some portions of the video if it's like taking too long, but you'll get an idea of what the process is. I'll explain everything. Okay, now here you're looking at the color wheel. You have different options here. The disc is what I'm using. I just picked up some yellow to put for the jewelry. There you see me just go through all of that jewelry. Now here what I'm doing is I'm zooming out of the image to see how the image looks overall, because in Procreate you tend to zoom in a lot and you try to put a lot into it, but when you're looking at it from the point of view of a tattoo, you can't really execute everything in a tattoo. So you got to be mindful about all of these things while you are designing on Procreate. Moving on, I'm just adjusting the curves. This helps me control the light portions and the dark portions of the image. So this is the original image that I'm making changes to. And here you see me colored in a blue. Okay, I moved from the disc to the classic version so that I can really pick my color and the saturation. I have more control here. And here you see me just paint through all of the body and the skin with that blue tone. The dog is looking a little off, so what I want to do is just erase some of that off. But yeah, here you have it like a color version. I put some browns in the dreads. And here's the fun part. So I'm changing the lighting of the entire image. You've got to be a little knowledgeable before you try something like this. Just study how light would work. So right now as well, you can see there's light falling from my right hand side, which is warmer. And everything that's facing all parts of my face, my hands, Anything that you can see, my shoulders facing the right hand side will be getting lit by that warm light. So I'm trying to do the same thing here. I'm gonna give like an orange bounce light from the left hand side of this image. And here I'm again zooming out to see how this is looking from a little far off, how the composition is working. I've picked a larger brush so that I can make some soft edges in here. And this is pretty much what I end up with. Here you can see me come into the harmony section of the color wheel, and I'm looking at complementary colors, split complementary colors. We've got all these options here. If you were to tap into this portion here on the top, and you can see more options on it. Continuing on, I have added some darks to it to bring in more depth. But what I notice here is that it's looking a little muddy. So I want to still go and see what other options I can think of. This process overall has taken me 10 minutes. So it's pretty easy to go through options on Procreate, and that's what I really use it for, to really go through different options. And this is something that you can show your clients in real time as well. It's not going to take too long, like I said, 15-20 minutes. You can do a consultation with the colors, and they can really see and give feedback as to what they think looks better, and you can take some of their inputs into the process. So now I want to try to see a different variation. So what I did is I just duplicated the layer, which was orange, the orange lighting layer, as you can see here on the right hand side. And I've unseen the blues, so I can only see the black and gray along with the orange here. I'm coming into the saturation adjustments, and I'm tweaking the hue of this color so that I'm going to turn this a little red instead of the orange, because I think that will go very well with the concept that we have in mind. I want to do Calvera in black and gray, like a darker gray. One accent color, I want to consider how that's going to look, and the color I've chosen is red. So I'm adjusting it, I'm seeing as to what looks good, and then once I'm happy with it, I am adjusting the curves of the original image to make it a little darker. And this is what I want to like really consider. As you can see, the dog has become too dark. So I'm going to erase some of these portions so I can just see that creature a little bit more clearly. Just cleaned up the head as well. And this is option 2. So again, I'm looking through like the color wheel to see what's my best complementary colors as far as the gold option is concerned to use, and what I can use for the fire. That was my process. If you guys have any questions, please comment below and I can clarify that. Like I had said, we have a course that I'm planning out. I'll do a one-on-one kind of a session with a limited amount of people. We'll do that as a start, get some of your feedback. What you'll get to do is really show me what you have understood, and I can give you feedback on it. You can come to me with specific things that you're struggling with, and I can help you with that. I'll announce the dates on that. It's coming very soon. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.